guys, welcome in. Let's see what the vibe for today is. We all are doing well. All right. I have wishful thinking. You are learning how to manifest the life that you desire. Okay, so it looks like you have set some really positive intentions. Maybe, daydreamed. You may have even put together a little bit of a, dream manifestation board of things that you'd like to, experience and create and have manifest in your reality. And so it looks like here it's saying that, hey, good job. You've recognized the art of manifestation, and now you're just kind of maybe in a time of waiting for those things that you've hoped and prayed for to come true. Let's go further into this and see what this is about. It was nice to put it together a little bit of a dream board. People wait for, the new year to do that. But what they don't realize is that you can do this all year long. You just kind of put that dream board together, put a gentle focus on what it is your heart desires, and those things begin to kind of come together for you. I have infinite abundance. Abundance is pouring into your life. Again, this art of manifestation, it looks like you have almost mastered this. It looks like you, again, put those wishes out into the ethers of what you want to create and experience. And it looks like those things are headed your way because it's showing here abundance is pouring into your life. So also another way of creating abundance and allowing those new dreams and things to come in is to make sure that you're grateful for what you already have. Make sure that you are acknowledging, the roof over your head, food in your belly, and all of the things that you already have. So that attitude of gratitude can continue to kind of, raise that vibrational level to again allow all of those new opportunities and wishes to come true in your life. I have the loner. I enjoy being alone and getting in touch with my true feelings. Okay, so again, this may be a time where you're taking, a little bit of a time out from friends and family, just to kind of get really clear on what it is that you want. And maybe you just don't want to be, influenced by anyone else and what they're hoping for in creating or what they think that you should be creating or doing at this time, so that you can get really clear on what it is that you want to experience without any undue influence of anyone else. Maybe taking time to just get really quiet, think about your life, think about the past and how you hope the future to be. Let's keep going. So far, this looks really good. I have the Isle of Avalon, healing, returning to wholeness and transformation. So again, this doesn't surprise me that this is coming out. This is a very transformative experience. When you put your wishes out into the universe and you've allowed all of the change and the transformation to take place, it's no wonder that all of your things are ready to kind of make their way in over time. All of those hopes and dreams that you put out into there are really wanting to come to you. And so now it's just a matter of you taking time to sit back, relax a little bit, keep the gentle focus and hope on the future, and allow for those things to kind of come in as they will, and allow the universe to bring them in divine timing. Let's dive into some tarot. Let's see exactly some details on the situation and see what's been playing out here. Let's take a look at the overall energy. All right, I have a couple coming out here. I have the Eight of Pentacles, I have the Two of Wands, and the Page of Wands. Okay, so this doesn't surprise me that this is coming out, okay? With the Page of Wands, it's like a little bit of a spark of, hey, I really would like to experience this in my life. I'd really like to, maybe switch careers, and so what do I do about that? The Two of Wands is then putting that wish out into the universe. It's setting that intention and saying, yeah, this is exactly what I want. I really want a new career. I want a career where I have a little bit more flexible hours, and I want to do something completely new. Here you have the Eight of Pentacles, and it's saying, I'm not afraid to work for what I'm hoping and desiring for, as long as it's something that, is really aligned with my heart. Sometimes when you're doing something that, is just like that 9 to 5 grind, you're not really feeling it, and work really feels like work. But when you're setting out a new intention and you're going down a new path and, doing the work for that new path, is that you're not really going to feel like you're doing any work at all. It's actually going to be a lot more enjoyable. Let's take a look at the recent past, see what led you up to here. The recent past, I have Judgment. I have the Five of Cups, and I have Justice. So again, it looks like you might be, after putting out that intention, maybe you didn't realize that in order for these new things to come into play, there were some really tough decisions that needed to be made. Maybe it was just looking at some things in your life that maybe weren't as fair as you had thought that they were. Maybe they just weren't really balanced. Again, with that situation, for example, of work, maybe you just were working a lot of long hours, but you weren't getting paid, what you should have been paid for that. So you got to make some really tough calls. And maybe you're a little bit sad about, leaving some of these things behind, but you can, again, look forward to the future and knowing, what's to come. Let's take a look at the present energy. So far, so good, though. You can tell it's something that you really want because the intention is there, and those tough decisions that you've had to make to get you, on the right path, have been made. Here in the present energy, I have the tower. Again, this doesn't surprise me. This can be sudden revelations of saying, you know what, I want and need things to change. What do I want to do now in order to make this change? I know that there's some tough decisions ahead. I'm going to need to let some things fall away. And, the tower comes in to give us that, sudden moment of like clarity, like, aha, you may have gotten to a point at work where you're just kind of like, I'm fed up. I just can't do this anymore. I thought I could ride this out. I thought I could just be, a little bit flexible, but now I just can't and I need something new. The tower can also be saying, okay, well, I know that you set these intentions out and I know you want this new career, but in order to, make sure that that new career can play out for you, we need to adjust some things in your overall energy in your life as well. So this tower may also be representative of the fact that either, other things are falling away that you didn't really expect because you had only hoped for the new job, or this tower may be indicative of the fact that you kind of like knew you wanted a new job, you knew you needed a career, you knew that things maybe weren't exactly what you were, wanting them to be at work, and now this tower is coming in, maybe you've lost your job. Okay, whatever this tower may be, I know it's a little bit trying, but hold tight, have faith. With all of the cards that are coming out here, with the infinite abundance, the wishful thinking, this time of healing, this tower card isn't really a bad thing, even though it may feel uncomfortable at the time. Let's take a look at the near future and see what's playing out. The near future of the Ten of Pentacles. So this is indicative of the fact that, hey, don't worry. I know things might be really challenging right now. I know you're having to make some really tough decisions and judgment calls in your life. I know that some things are falling away unexpectedly, but hang tight. With the Ten of Pentacles, this is saying that something is getting aligned for you, that is, coalescing in the, ethers, if you will, and it's being ready to kind of be brought down into real time, into the 3D by the universe. And this is saying that, you're fully aligned with what is meant for you and for your highest good. And so with this, it's saying in the near future, this is going to play out. This may be a career or something that you're going to be doing that is going to play out for you in the long run. This might be, being able to leave a legacy behind. It may be something where you're able to put money away, where you're maybe to set a solid foundation and buy a new home. This may be getting paid adequately for, what skills you have to offer this position. Either way, with the Ten of Pentacles here, it's just saying, don't stress. I know things are rough, but you're going to be okay. The future's looking good, and this is going to set you up for the long term. Okay. Let's get some advice here for you. Advice. The advice here I have is the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so the advice here is just saying, hey, hold on tight. It's okay. I know not much is happening, but just wait. Don't, allow yourself to get too freaked out with all of these changes and just kind of like, oh, shell up a little bit and hold yourself up and block these blessings from coming in. Sometimes we can get a little bit scared of the change, and that's totally natural. But sometimes we tend to inadvertently block our blessings by just kind of getting like, oh, and then just kind of like staying stuck and getting really afraid. Okay, so this is just saying, hey, hold tight. You're good. Just remain calm. But things are really working out in your favor. Okay, so don't block those blessings inadvertently. Let's take a look at what might be hidden in case there's something you're not seeing right now. I have the Ace of Wands coming out. So this is what's hidden, is that really new spark of a beginning of a new job, a new inspiration, whatever it is that you're doing. This Ace of Wands is a very creative spark and energy that just kind of kicks you into action. It's that fire in the belly that says, hey, let's go. Okay, so what's helping you here in this situation is, that inertia, that's through that inertia that you might be feeling of, I don't want to change, a little bit of resistance, is that you're getting really excited. Okay. So, begin to focus on the new things that are going to be coming in instead of the old, so that you're getting out of that fear mindset and stuckness, and, getting into a place where you're beginning to dream and get excited about the future and what it has to offer you. Okay. Let's take a look at what you don't see coming in the coming weeks. What you don't see coming in the coming weeks is the strength card. Okay, again, this is saying, you're going to persevere through all of this. Anything that's going to feel a little bit challenging, anything that's going to feel a little bit, uneasy to get through, is, you will make it through. You do have strength to make it through all of these challenges and obstacles. Okay. And then you're going to learn to have this inner strength within you and what you're capable of. And that will also help you here in the future to be more confident when you're making new changes for your life and going in the directions that you are hopeful for. The bottom of the deck, I have the Ace of Swords. So again, this is just saying this is all true. This message is just kind of getting validated in the fact that, what's being revealed here is truth. It's in alignment for your highest good. Just allow things to play out. I know it's easier said than done, but you've got this, okay? So I hope you found this reading to be helpful. And until I see you again, take care.